Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time now for Tim's Antique Trains. Welcome to Tim's Antique Trains. Here is my video from the 2021 Title Town Trainshow. Now that's a tongue twister. Anyway, it's been about 2 weeks since that happened and I finally have the video put together. I did not get a whole lot of video of the show, but there were not actually that many layouts operating either. And a lot of the time I spent shopping, which I did not film. My uncle and dad came along as well. Let's watch some of the trains that were in operation.
Oshkosh, you gotta, well, see, Oshkosh, you come down 41 and go east. What I do is...
Can you guess what scale this layout is? Before I tell you, here comes my favorite railroad, the Chicago Northwestern, pulling a long coal train. Oh wow, this train is really long. It keeps going for a while. This is the Kettle Moraine Ballast Scorchers N scale layout. As the sign says, they are looking for new members. Here is a layout on the complete opposite spectrum. This is what? Any guesses? There's a hint right in front of the camera. Flowers and things. This is garden scale, or G scale. Wow, these trains are huge. That's got to be really expensive. Here's another one that I see at almost every show, the Lego train layout. They even built Disney Park, including the train. Except, well, the wheel is not spinning on the locomotive here. Okay, after the show on Saturday, we stopped back at my uncle's house to take a look at what I got. For starters, here is the only building I purchased, an old factory. It says it is the National Oats Crispy Crunch with a K, but to me, the green paint looks more like a nuclear factory of some kind. I think I will try to put a smoke unit in the top of the chimney and see if I can dye it unusual colors like purple or green or something. The next thing I bought was this AHM Chicago Northwestern steam engine number 2904. A familiar road name and number, this was another locomotive that my grandpa had run. Let's open it up and give it a quick test run on my uncle's layout. The guy I bought it from said it's new in the box, but I had my suspicions. It's a plastic model, not a metal one. The tender coupler has been modified as well. Alright, so as you can see, we're actually not at my own layout. We're back at my uncle's place because it's closer than my house. So we're going to fire this up and see if this engine operates.
You ready?
Yep.
Oh, the suspense.
So we started running it, and almost right away, I could tell something was wrong. I could see something flashing from inside the cab where the motor sits. A couple laps around the layout and the motor was smoking. Well, that was the end of that. The guy was really nice when I got it. He said that if I had a problem with it, I could return it. So I did, the next day. I ended up going back to the show Sunday afternoon, and the guy took the engine back for a refund. I probably should not have bought it in the first place, but I'm glad I went back the second time by myself because I found a whole bunch more stuff that I didn't even see the first day and got a way better deal on everything. Let's see what all I ended up with. Here we go. Let's start with this. This is an Athearn Alco PA1 engine. I bought it from the same guy I got my HO Flyer engine from. Real nice guy too. Anyway, it doesn't run at the moment. The motor mount is shot. I need to get a replacement, then it should go back together. I didn't actually know about these engines until I saw them at the show. What's neat about it is that it's the same style diesel as what American Flyer made. Okay, next here is a neat passenger car I found for $1. The shell is all metal, with a pressed paperboard chassis, very similar to another passenger car that I already have, only the other one is green and yellow painted observation car. I believe these were made by Varney, but I'm not positive on that because there's no brand name on these. It also lights up inside, identical to the observation car that I already have. Here's something neat. This is an Athearn band drive engine. Instead of gearing, it uses rubber bands from the motor drive shaft directly to the axles. I will explain this more in another video, but this one will need new bands. I mostly got it because of the paint scheme. I really like how it looks. There's also a dummy B unit with it. All that was still from the Saturday show. Now, at the Sunday show, I found a few more things. For starters, I got this roll of fake grass mat. These are the nice ones that don't shed. I found it at the Scenery Guy's booth. Since it's a scrap piece, he sold it to me for $10, which will work good for me. But then, I was at another table, and the guy there showed me he had another roll of the same grass mat. His was marked for $5, so I picked that one up as well. What a great deal. You just can't buy this stuff new for that cheap. Now I can finish the scenery on my layout without buying that expensive sprinkle grass. Alright, I have saved the best for last. The guy who I found the cheaper grass mat also had this box sitting under his table for $25. What I found inside was a set of all-metal Varney trains, probably from the 1940s or 50s. Let's take them out of the box and look at them in detail. Each of these cars is stamped metal, and they have European Markland-style couplers instead of the standard K-horns. This little steam engine is identical to my roundhouse engine, except the Varney here is all metal and doesn't yet run, but the roundhouse engine is all plastic, and I already restored that one. Here's an all-metal unpainted S2 switcher. And finally, an F3 Western Pacific engine. This one will need at least a drive belt to get it running again. It's all-wheel drive, and being metal, it should be a great puller. The last car I have here is actually made entirely out of wood. I'm not sure if it was scratch-built, but it has been detailed heavily. Underneath, we can see the air brake cylinder, as well as brake lines and a tiny little chain there as well. The trucks have actual springs in them too. There are even air hoses for the air brakes and an uncoupler rod that is operational. The inside has been detailed too. There's a hobo going along for the ride. So that was the 2021 Titletown Train Show and the collection that I picked up. Thank you for watching Tim's Antique Trains.